Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. Here's another pop culture episode for you. I am outside the Radio Recorders plant, or what it once was. The building still exists and it has changed hands many times in the last 15 years. But I'll go ahead and tell you the history. There's a marker here. In fact, it's just right above me, behind me. So here we go. And here's the marker. It is way above head level, so kind of bear with me. At 7000 Santa Monica Boulevard, which is this. This is orange, by the way. And then the studio was built by RCA Victor in 1928 and has recorded Elvis Presley, Stevie Wonder, the Beach Boys, Nat King Cole, and Bing Crosby. Courtesy and property of the city of Los Angeles. Very nice. And it looks like underneath the sign, somebody did some fingerprints or wrote in with their finger, "In memory of Elvis 57, Radio Recorders 2004. Nice. So because of all the noise and all the traffic going by on Santa Monica, as well as the crew, because they're building a luxury rental apartments way across the street. But in 1949, this is where the place established itself as a very important and big-time recording studio. It was originally founded in 1933 at 932 Northwestern Avenue. During the 40s and 50s, Radio Recorders was responsible for recording transcriptions of countless radio shows, both network and local, for delayed broadcasts in the western United States. So by the 1960s, most major labels, in addition to RCA Victor, use radio recorders. Like Columbia, Capitol, Decca. They utilize this building for their own West Coast facilities and remain the choice of many independent labels and both popular and classical artists. Radio Recorders was also where most commercial jingles were recorded, and their dominance of this market segment strengthened in 1959. In 1960, Radio Recorders merged with Universal Recorders, located at 6757 Hollywood Boulevard, and built a new studio at 1441 North McCadden Place, which they called their Sunset Highland division. Radio Universal Recorders was the largest recording studio in the United States. So by the late 1980s, the studio was reopened by Paul Schwartz as Studio 56. At that time, Sugar Ray, Guns N' Roses, Tony Braxton, No Doubt, and others acts recorded here. The documentary Standing in the Shadows of Motown was also partially filmed here. The house producers here at the time were Kenneth Crouch, Keith Crouch, and Leon Silvers. In 2002, the studio gained two new partners, Pride Hutchinson and Michael Dumas, who brought the studio back to life under the original Radio Recorders name. From 2002 to 2008, many of the famous clients included Natalie Cole, Dwight Yoakam, Lucinda Williams, Little John, Exhibit, Annie Lennox, and many more. Unfortunately, 2008 was when this facility closed. Now, when I was looking up this place on Google Maps before I went on this trip, it was a place called Lax Art, like an art gallery. Well, doesn't look like it's there anymore. And it looks like there's a crew working inside, like restoring it, so it is in question what this is going to be. There was also a Radio Recorders Annex that was added in 1946, but it was located at 1032 North Sycamore Avenue in a large studio. The studio, by the way, is now home to the record plant, which is just a couple blocks south of here, where big-time artists like Beyonce and many others still record to this day. Alright, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. I am outside the former Radio Recorders building in Los Angeles, California. Signing off.